last night that COVID-19 is infecting an average of 500 South Africans every single hour. This as the country grapples between saving lives and, of course, rescuing this ailing economy. As we remain on lockdown level 3 with certain restrictions added, how do businesses fare in the current situation? Well, joining us now to discuss this further, we've got the Chief Executive Officer of the Black Business Council, Kganki Matabane. Good to have you, Kganki. Thanks so much for being with us.
And the viewers at home, we echo the sentiments and issue and offer our condolences to the family, of Zinzi and Mandela families. We wish them strength during these difficult times.
Yeah, thank you very, very much for that. It is certainly a great shock that all of us are feeling this morning. But let's try and focus on the issue at hand right now, and that, of course, is the lockdown that we heard. Now, we've heard the lockdown extension with certain amendments added is still very, very difficult for most businesses. And, of course, now hearing about alcohol being taken out of the equation, as well as a curfew that has been implemented as of this evening. What do you predict might happen? How is this going to hurt business more?
Yeah, firstly, I think we appreciate that this is a very, very difficult and delicate balance to make and to manage. That when the lockdown was introduced, the intention was to try by all means to have the health system ready for this surge that we're seeing now. So this surge was predicted at the beginning when the lockdown was made. And also, intention was to also increase the hospital beds that the country has. When the lockdown started, we only had 5,000 ICU beds in the country, and that number has since increased. Then the country adopted what is called a risk-based approach when we opening the economy and reopening the economy, and that was supposed to be based on facts and guided by evidence and expert advice. So the advice that we has been received now is that the alcohol-related trauma cases are clogging the system, and then which means that we, as a country, running out of beds, and the evidence says is related to alcohol. What do you do as a president? You have to go back and ban alcohol. It's a very, very difficult one because the chain of alcohol sales brings livelihoods to a lot of people. If you take, for example, people who are running taverns in the township, they're going to be hit very, very, very hard by this type of action. But I think some of the difficult decisions has to be taken. As a leader, you have to take decisions based on facts as we agreed as a country.
Kganki, if we have a look at already the effect on businesses that you know of, how dire is the situation? I mean, obviously you're in touch with many, many businesses, particularly the smaller businesses. How dire is the situation? I mean, just from the perspective of having to close their doors and not being able to sustain business during the previous lockdown, and now, obviously going forward, it's going to be even more difficult for them. But what does the picture look like?
Yeah, the picture looks very, very dire. So far, we are predicting that we're going to lose closer to 1 million jobs before the end of this calendar year. And also, some of the relief measures that are put in place are not necessarily helpful. So on a daily basis, we receive calls from distressed companies that are saying, I've applied for relief A or relief B, in bank A, and then I'm not getting any assistance. I only get a regret letter. So a lot of companies are actually saying those relief measures are not serving the purpose that they were supposed to serve. Some of them, if I have to give an example, the 200 billion relief fund is not assisting small business because it says small businesses must be in good order with the financial institutions, and most of them we know they are not in good order for various reasons, including not being paid on time by both government and big business. So that is not helpful. We've spoken to National Treasury to revise the criteria that they have. We also we're starting a fund with one of the financial institutions to try and remedy the situation, and then we're going to launch that on the 1st of August to try and bring back some of the businesses to life, because the biggest struggle now is funding. How do you then fund yourself without receiving any income or any turnover as a company?
Yeah. Kganki, I want to just ask you, if you don't mind, just staying with us. We want to continue to get your opinions on business at this time with regard to COVID and what, of course, has been announced by our president. But we just want to continue with our breaking news story for now. So just bear with us for one short moment. We want